Yeah.
We got some people coming up. Thank you, Rebel, for stopping by. A little special guest.
Yes,
For
Rebel's
y'all.
always a great time.
Right, always a great time. But let's bring in our new guests. Let me see. Did they request? No. There they are, though. I see them. I see them. I see them. Yay! Oh, they're together in one little box. Yay!
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up? What's up?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How are you
Perfectly.
guys?
We're good.
Great. Glad to have you on.
Glad to be on.
So, before we get started, Lord JAEGER is going to start your introduction.
I don't have it. You have it. Just read it. You didn't give it to me.
I didn't? All right, so, listen. So, let me ask you guys, it's not a question. So, we have Thomas Bell and KC from the show Love in LA.
Okay, so Thomas Bell and Casey from Love in LA. It's a great new show coming out on Chase. I'm gonna do this on a whim, y'all. It's a great new show coming out on the Chasing Reality Network, which we all love. You know, Chasing Atlanta, Chasing Dallas, Chasing LA, and it's coming out very, very soon. We don't have the date, but it is called Love in LA. It follows 5 couples who are giving us an introspective look at love in LA and whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas and Kate.
Yay!
We'll have like a fake audience clap soon enough, right?
Right. We're going to have like a magic button, so.
Yeah. But listen, so here at the Pink Clubhouse, we like to take the time to get to know our guests. So tell us a little about yourselves and how you both met.
Okay, you want to go first?
Well, I'm KC. I work in the pharmaceutical industry. I also have a real estate license. I
He's a pusher.
I have a son, and we met online on social media.
What kind of social?
Yeah, right.
Which one?
Well, we met on the app unexpectedly.
Okay. On an
Let's
app.
go there.
So I'm gonna think it's not an Instagram or Facebook app, but it is one that you do meet people on.
They're sitting out.
Meet people on.
There you go.
So actually, we're not ashamed or shy to say that we met on Jack. Actually, which is the dating app. Yeah. So the beginning of our story is actually pretty dope. We met. He wasn't fully out of the closet.
Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't fully out of the closet. He wasn't looking for nothing at the moment in time. Neither was I. I was doing my thing in LA, and he was doing his thing in Riverside. And lo and behold, in LA. And we just met, and we clicked, and the bond happened. And over time, we grew to like have a relationship and a connection. And I think because I wasn't rushing him to get out of the quote unquote closet or become outed or anything like that, craziness was not happening for us. It kind of happened naturally and gradually. As time went on, I met more and more people in his world and of his life. And now we're sitting here, we're getting engaged and soon to be married. But it's just crazy that we started off where we were not sleeping in the same room in the same bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but now we are. Yeah.
Well, listen, you guys have an amazing story.
Yeah.
So, KC, you surprised Thomas with a proposal amongst a host of family and friends back in June of this year. How did you pull this surprise proposal off? And what was it about Thomas that said to you that he was the one?
How did I pull the proposal off? Let's see. So Thomas is not the easiest to surprise, but I will say that, we had talked about being engaged and married and things like that. And throughout that process, we talked about, Thomas had a dream proposal, he said. So I was going along with the idea that, well, what if I want to be proposed to? So we're kind of going back and forth and kind of joking about that. And he's like, well, you never really had a dream proposal. You never had the idea about getting proposed to. And I said, well, that doesn't mean I can't be proposed to. So during this time, my mind was going and I was still taking notes about everything he had that he wanted in his dream proposal, little to his knowledge that I was actually planning this behind the scenes. I'm a planner, very organized. So he mentioned things like, oh, I want a drone, I want family and friends, I want a DJ, I want photographer, I want food. So I went down that checklist to make sure, even down to, I want my ring to be in a light box. So I went down to all the details. So we had a drone, we had a photographer.
Right.
It was a mimosa. It was a mimosa brunch that we pulled off in a friend of the family's backyard. So we had everything, all the aspects that he wanted. And then the people I chose to be there were all people who were a part of our journey, from the first friends of each other that we met all the way down to a couple that we met the month before on a cruise. Like, that's the first couple we met and became really cool with. So everybody from that point, was about 55 people were there to experience that.
Wow.
I love that. Go big or go home.
Go big, go home.
Right. Now, Thomas, just last month of September, you also proposed to KC. How important was it for you to give him the same experience of a proposal? And what was it about KC that made you say yes when he proposed to you? I mean,
it was important. Well, to be honest, I wanted to give him his ring at the wedding, right? That was my thought process. But KC also communicated that he wanted to be engaged also.
Right.
And so because we are same-sex, soon-to-be marriage, we don't have to really follow the tradition of you get your ring then or here or there. So I wanted to make sure it was special for him.
Right.
And he's also one that's really hard to surprise. He is the scheduler of our relationship. Okay. So for me to plan something as big as what he did, for me, it would have been too obvious. Like, he's too aware of what's going on.
Were you aware of what was going on?
I was not aware of this.
No. Thomas, were you aware when he was planning the drone and
Oh, no. So this is what happened.
Okay.
So I was convinced that I deserved to be proposed to, because in my mind, I was like already been gay, living my life.
I love that.
You know what I mean? So to me,
I said not the medicine, but go ahead, Ben Gay.
Yeah. So to me, I was like, you was with women, for real. So you were already planning to propose. And I was like, so when you think about it, it's only fair that you proposed to me.
And he wants to know if you were aware of the proposal. He was asking.
And I was not aware of the proposal.
Okay.
Actually, because what he did was he had one of his friends reach out. Well, excuse me. He started a group text that he was instructing, but he had someone else leading it, right? So I'm going to just give y'all the storyline. So maybe 3 months before the engagement, he had one of our friends text me an invite to an industry party. Who it came from, it for sure wouldn't have me question industry party, because who she is. And then I didn't question the behavior, because it was like, I'm used to this kind of stuff as well. So let's go, right? But he was like full on sending you the text message, you send me the message about what to wear, what not to wear, what kind of theme is going to be. So in my mind, I am thinking this is an industry party. You're not giving me any details, any location, any of this good stuff, right? Speed up to the engagement. We get to the engagement, there's this big sign in front of the house. I don't think we've got any footage of that, but there's a big sign in front of the house that says happy birthday.
Okay.
So I'm believing it's still an industry birthday.
Right.
Right? Somebody comes out the house and they're like, here's blindfolds. Put these blindfolds on. So now I'm also a real one. So I was like, well, maybe we don't just be at this party if they have all this privacy and secret, it ain't that deep.
It's giving.
Right? And I'm talking this mess.
It's giving eyes wide shut.
Okay. It's giving BDSM, and why do I have to put on a blindfold?
Huh?
Right.
I said it's giving BDSM, and why do I have to put on a blindfold?
Yeah, very much so. So he put it on first. Of course, I'm gonna follow the lead. So he puts it on. I put it on. We get escorted through the house to the back area, and then he has an artist named Shalia Nicole who's dedicating a song to us. And so she starts to sing, but while she's singing, while I'm blindfolded, I'm remembering this song, and I'm like, where do I know the song from? And why am I getting emotional behind the blindfolds? And this is supposed to be a birthday party. Lo and behold, the girl goes, "Thank you. Congratulations, Thomas and Kelly." And at that moment, I was like, "Oh shit!
Wow.
This is probably your engagement party, and you are probably not like prepared and ready. And there's probably a lot of people in front of you outside these blindfolds. Like all this is going on in my head, and he takes it off, and I'm just like, this is an actual engagement. Like, it was crazy because he would always deny the engagement thing. He would say, "Me too." Like, "Me too. What about me? I have a hand. I want to be engaged." So he's never given me the confirmation that this is what he's doing.
Right.
There's nothing around the house that shows me this is what he's doing.
Right.
Messages is muted in the phone, so I don't get an alert to see like someone's calling or texting about anything. I had a select few of friends that blocked me and muted me on Instagram so they don't slip up and I don't see their story of them at the engagement. So, it was a great experience. It was a great experience. It was everything I could have wished for.
Right.
It was the dream engagement. I would say my man is the shit because he put it together. And on top of that, he also then embarrassed me with his ring,
Hold it up to the camera, let us see.
Like he also didn't,
come through.
he didn't really,
KC.
you know what I mean? So
My eye.
it's like, okay. Yeah.
Wing it.
It's very like, thank you so much.
Right.
But I also did good too.
Okay.
I also did good too.
Okay.
Okay, listen, y'all come through. I love it.
Right.
So yeah. So I don't know. I wasn't prepared for an actual engagement at the moment in time. I didn't think that was what that was.
Right.
I'm happy it happened when it happened because our 2-year anniversary was on September 1st, which is Beyonce's concert here in LA.
Okay.
And I was convinced that I was going to get engaged at the concert.
Wow. Oh.
That would have been dope. But
Frank,
that was the
listen,
first situation.
I saw it. I saw like a sign. I saw her floating over and being like, "Oh my God, congratulations, Thomas and Kelly. You just got to get." Like, I saw it.
See, I can see you guys getting like engaged during the everybody on mute moment, like really quick, like marry me, and then I would have loved that.
Come on.
I probably would have felt
got beat up on that one because you know how they felt about the mute challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yep.
Well, it's amazing. You guys have an amazing story. But let's get into this. So you both seem to have a picturesque friendship and relationship. With all that we see in reality TV and how relationships can be dismantled, why reality TV?
I'll answer that. He was saying with reality TV being the way it is and how relationships can be dismantled, why did we choose to do a reality show, right? So with that being said, I think that Thomas has been a part of the Instagram social media world much longer than I have as far as the public eye. So he had said before that he had been approached by different shows or different people before, but it was important to him that whatever show or whatever he committed to was something that had integrity, that wasn't going to be messy or anything like that. So when Q, the producer, hit Thomas up about the show, he immediately came to me. He said, "Is this something you think you would want to do?" So our first conversation was, what is it about?
Right.
But it wasn't just like, "Oh, we're looking to get famous." Like, yes, of course, let's just get on the show. We really wanted to know the meat of it all, what it was about. So Q, he sent us like his vision board and the idea and the concept of it about being the positive side of Black gay couples. And with that being said, I said, okay. And I realized that from that, it's reality, yes. Is it scripted? No. But it allowed us to be able to share our story and as it unfolds. But at the same time, you're in control of your own narrative.
Yeah.
So whatever's being filmed is what you put out there. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that was something that we committed to. And he caught us at a good time. I think he's been filming us for over Over a year and a half. Like, so he called us at the beginning of our relationship. So even going into that, again, with me not being fully out, that was a big undertaking for me also, because I knew that this would definitely put us in the public eye. But I had already, I was growing within myself. Time
Right.
to help with that. So it all worked out. And he literally got moments of us, like even up to our first anniversary dinner, which you may see parts of that. So he got a lot of our relationship moving forward as it grew. He was even at the engagement party himself, so you may see some of that footage. So he was able to capture a lot, and in between that, capture some of our friends' family, interview some of our friends and family. Both of our fathers, I think, he interviewed.
Okay.
So it's very, it'd be very intriguing to see. We haven't seen any of it, so we don't know.
But we're excited to see.
We're excited.
And
to see.
even with
we're excited.
So family.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was all.
No, I was just saying. So I love that you guys talked about how your family was incorporated. So I just thought that was
even with that. I mean, I would assume that reality TV kind of forced you to come out, literally come out into your comfort zone, because you can't hide pretty much, and they're always recording. So that was probably a good thing for you in a therapeutic, kind of way. I think. I don't know.
It was a part of my building process. Right. Like I said, being with Thomas, that was part of what helped me also. Not that I was looking to be with someone to help me, quote unquote, come out, but everything was just so organic and natural that it just worked. And it's just something that he caught on film. And I think our hope for the show is that people, not just people who are trying to come out or anything like that, people in this world, are in our world, they understand that love is possible, that it can endure, that that is possible. That's that people give people hope, because we have gotten a lot of comments, some negative, which we don't pay attention to, a lot of positive comments saying, "Oh my goodness, you guys give me hope. I had given up." So those are the kind of comments and reasons why we're okay with showcasing it in the way that it's being showcased.
Right. And speaking of enduring, we know that Love in LA has wrapped. Can you tell us about the filming of the show a little bit more? And are you ready to see the past and the present? And is there a moment coming up on the show that you might regret?
So let's see. That was 3 different questions, right?
Two.
Okay.
Two.
So the first one,
the past to be. Are you ready to see the past in your current present?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
So I think that's what we're both equally excited about. Like we said, we started filming so early on in our relationship,
right?
Like even to the point to where we wasn't living together. We was filming then, and we filmed even me packing up my stuff, and we're moving together, and we're doing that whole transition. That all was filmed, as well as like so many other moments.
Wow.
But what I love about the past and now is seeing the growth over time.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm also a preacher's kid. So my dad's a pastor. And that's a big thing. So the level of support that we were able to receive from my family and his family, but let alone my dad, that was major. Right? Because I have a lot of other preacher kids friends and they don't have the same level of support and care and affection. Or I have friends who are not preachers' kids, but they have this outlook on church where it's like, no, it's okay. But to see our story and to watch what we went through and how we lived and grew and have a level of support, we're hoping, and I'm hoping that as we get to look back and see, someone else can see and say, wow, this is possible. Wow, this is great. Oh, wow, they actually have a relationship outside of the gay club. Like they're not just, let's just be side by side, buddy in the club, and we look cute. Like, we pop up in the club. We love the club scene as well. But we also are living a real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our weekends are not filled of just, let's go have a cocktail and go bounce some ass and shake some titties. Our weekends are, and our free time is like, let's go get some massages. Let's go to the nail spa. Let's go to the movies. Let's go do natural, fun things that you should do anyway.
Right.
Let's have the barbecue at the house. Let's have the Friendsgiving. Like, let's do the things that you would do, like, on a regular daily basis, just make it your relationship. And before, I'm speaking like that because my relationships used to be in the club scene, right? And I used to involve, like, every weekend I was in the club. And I wasn't in the club by myself. I was in the club with my man at that time. But I realized as time goes on and growth happens and life happens, there's more to a relationship. And to make it successful and healthy, it's not lived inside of a club.
Preach on, preacher.
Yeah.
And I do like
Yeah.
the club. Don't get me wrong. I like the club. I like to go out. The aspect of my life is a little different in the sense that, I'm raising I have a 14-year-old child also. So my club is there, but I also have to balance club, work, life, and raising a child also.
Right.
So that being said, I incorporate all those things, and it works out. We work it out. We have a good time. Like you said, for both of us, I think that's another connection we have. One is we're both Tauruses. Our birthdays are about 2 or 3 days apart. So, you can imagine there's some stubbornness there also, but we work through it. But then there's also this strong sense of family and friendship that we both have. Like all of our friends, I can't think of any, all of our friends get along with each other. And then our families get along with each other and us. So it just all works. Like, because family is very important to both of us.
Okay.
Oh, regrets.
So the
You did ask about regrets.
I don't think so.
I don't regret anything that was filmed. I think if anything, it might be that, I'm still working on getting the relationship weight off and putting on the wedding weight. So if I was bigger in some of the other scenes, please understand. That's the only thing I regret.
If he was bigger in the other
In
scenes.
the other scenes, but I was trying to lose the weight, but yeah, that's all.
So the cast consists of 4 other couples. Can you tell us something you learned from a couple that you've applied to your relationship?
Something we learned from one of the other couples that we applied to our relationship. Well, I would honestly, we saw the trailer, so we didn't learn from everything. But I will say, I will be honest and candid and say that, there are different, the one thing I will say about it is there are different levels of relationships within the couples that we noticed. So there was a couple who had already been married. There was a couple who I think were newly married. Then there's us, and then there's a couple that's, just getting started. So I think from my perspective, what I learned was that, everybody has their, what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody has their situations. Everybody has where they are in their relationship and their steps to everything.
Right.
Some work out, some don't. We can't tell you anything about what happened with the other couples because honestly, we don't know all the details because we were filming all separately, except for moments where we had like group dinner, things like that. So we have no idea. But I would definitely say I learned that, again, there's still hope in this thing called marriage, and it is doable.
Yeah. Well, now, speaking of the trailer, we saw some beautiful ups and some mysterious downs. And I know you're saying that you don't know all about it, but you've both seen the trailer, of course. Can you tell us, or if you can suspect, the voice of the mysterious men who may or not be sexually attracted to each other anymore?
I honestly don't know, to be honest. Let me back up.
Jessica, we were trying to figure it out.
Let me back up. It ain't us. So you can include. There's 4 couples left. So with that being said, I have no idea.
Right.
I have no idea. Because the voice was disguised well. I just couldn't even tell you. But I'd be curious to know too. I can't wait to watch. So.
Right.
Well, I think it's safe to say I've done my research.
Okay, and can you give us the tea?
I think you guys were probably gagged when I gagged. I was like, I
have an idea. I don't know.
Listen,
I have
because we watched the trailer and we was like,
I had no idea, and that idea was wrong. So maybe I don't know, but I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great
I said,
show.
let's watch and see, because I'm curious.
There's a lot of parts that have been filmed, and hopefully some things are added, some things may be edited out. I don't know, but I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be a healthy show. I think the fact that there's different outlooks of what same-sex relationships look like, and how I think out of all of us, people are going to be able to say, okay, that's my favorite. Okay, that's my favorite. Okay, I would never. Oh, that's shady. Oh, she messy. Oh, girl. Like, you're going to have
a mixture.
You know what I mean? And there's everybody for somebody. Like, somebody gonna like something. They may say we are too structured.
And apparently it's not the Lee Wellingtons. So
right. I will say for me, even watching the trailer, I know pretty much who I'm going to be able to relate to and who I'm not after watching the trailer. I have to watch the show. I think it may change. But so far, I know who my favorites are, and I know who I'm like, okay, interesting. So it's going to be super interesting to see the different levels and different types of relationships.
And we trust Q we trust him with our story, which is, again, why we're excited, because this will give us a look back. We were living it. But, very rarely are you able to see your story unfold on television or in a way from a third eye. Like, it was just,
right.
There's some funny moments in there, and they were all, let me tell you, nothing in there was scripted. That's all I can say. So there's a few funny moments, some things that was like, it was hilarious that he got on camera. I hope he puts it on there, but nothing was scripted, and it was all naturally us. We weren't acting. We weren't told to say anything in particular. So, and again, my idea of reality TV, I don't know how some of it looks scripted, some of it doesn't. But I can honestly say, at least with our story, it was all natural. So.
All right. And by the way, everyone just in the chat, we will be having the other couples on our show over the next week. So
Xavier and Darren, they'll be on next week.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's going to be super dope. Now, speaking of sex, we know that the current dating world is filled with curiosity. But for you two, what would you say is the best way to keep things spicy for a progressive monogamous relationship?
Continue to date.
Mm.
Continue to date, and I guess contrary to, unlike the little voiceover, continue to be attracted to each other.
Well, actually, and speaking of that, because my next question was, what would the both of you say is an ideal date that you would like your spouse to create for you? What is it for both of you?
What? An ideal date? That's interesting. I mean, I don't
That's hard. We have a lot of days and nights.
Yeah, I think we're very. For me, I'm not. It's not over the top. Like we're pretty simple. But we both are interested in fun things. So we've done the amusement parks together, which has been fun. We do a lot of movies together, which is fun. Travel when we can. Right now traveling is a little at a minimum because we're planning for a wedding.
Right.
That we're self-paying for. So if there's some sponsors out there, please hit us up.
Yeah.
But
listen,
please sponsor.
I was on you guys' Instagram, and I seen like the venue and things what you're trying to do, and you got a sponsor would definitely be needed. It's gonna be very grand. And I love
let us know. Let us know if you have something. But again, outside of that, we like I said, we date often. It used to be a time where every first of the month we would do something, but we slowed down on that. But we still celebrate. We still recognize it every first of the month, because September 1st is technically our anniversary day. So the first of every month is kind of when we at least acknowledge it.
Right. Nobody better forget. I'm gonna be in your comments. What y'all did this month?
So the thing about that is I record everything.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh,
you won't have to worry.
I think if anybody ever want to find out what anybody is doing,
right,
just invite Thomas Bell. Because I'm gonna record on accident, and I'm gonna say I did not mean to post that. Did you hear that? Did you see that?
Right.
I have a lot of those moments where I get, can you take that down? Like I wasn't supposed to be with so and so. I'm just like, oh man, shit, why you invite me?
Oh my.
What you got? Somebody said I got 5 on it, and y'all need a flower girl.
What?
They said I got 5 on it, and do y'all need a flower girl?
5 what?
Like.
Well, we'll take the $5. We'll take it.
Flower girl.
We have flower girl.
Yeah. Sorry.
Now, we're both very excited to see the show and can't wait for its premiere. What is next for you guys in the cast of LA?
Well, we've been being funny and throwing around like a spinoff show.
I can see that.
I feel like that. I feel like because we have so much going on right now, I feel like this is a great time to show that and share those moments. Like this wedding planning situation, I think it's dope. And I think it's amazing. I think it's exciting.
The people are chasing. They need to reach out now.
Well,
right.
See, we've been joking around with Q about a season 2, spinoff. So we'll see what he says.
We need to see the Thomas and Casey wedding.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. And I think I'm really excited because we're within our budget and it's still gonna be grand as fuck.
Okay.
You know,
As it should.
like I really want our wedding to be an experience. I want our wedding to be like a show.
Right.
I want our wedding to display a lot of him and a lot of me. I want it to feel like a safe space. And I just want everybody to feel like everywhere you look, you can take a selfie and that shit will come out bomb.
So
You
pretty
know?
much the Renaissance store is going to be
Yeah.
Of wedding.
So I was trying to play back what she said. I was trying to play it back. I want you to come out and be in a safe space, in a safe environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But outside of that, planning for the wedding, we have a couple other things. So Thomas is working. We're working on branding Thomas's brand. As you can see, putting out apparel for that. Just a lifestyle brand and things of that such. With again, we'll expand into like maybe promoting some parties here and there. We did a holiday party last year for the first time.
Okay.
And that
was a good turnout. In addition to that, we do have another special project that we're working on. So this won't be the last time you'll see our faces. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, hopefully you get that too. But what's the brand too?
TB by Thomas Bell.
Okay. Just want to let everybody know.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see the.
So basically, what we're doing is
There you go.
we're coming out with. Oh, show me the back. Oh, we're coming out with a few pieces. You probably can't see it, but it's like bedazzled.
Okay.
But it basically says when you smile at the world will smile back at you. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Now the purpose behind that is the same. This one, if you can see it.
Yeah.
But what I really want to push and what I stand for is positivity and just love in general, and being able to give back in a positive light, which is why if you ever view my page, you will only see positive outlooks on life. I had a moment in time some time ago where we had a lot of the Black on Black, Black Lives Matter, violent, that season of that moment. A lot of people were questioning on why I wasn't reposting and sharing and showing those moments. And I really genuinely felt like everyone is showing this hurt, right? Everyone's showing and sharing this pain. I don't want my page to be that. I want my page to be the outlet. I want to show you a great meal. I want to show you a great traveling trip. I want to show you great friends. I want to show you anything that can put a smile on your face, right? So that ties into when you smile at the world will smile back at you. And the reason why I present it on the back is so say you're walking, and this is how I see it, right? Say you're walking and someone's following behind you and they happen to have a bad day, right? Or they're thinking about the worst. And they just happen to see this fly ass with the message in the back, when you smile at the world will smile back. I want that to move them.
Right.
I want that to say, oh, you know what, you're right. Let me just change that.
And speaking of with the whole Black Lives Matter thing and black males wearing hoodies, seeing that should deter some of y'all bullshit, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I will hope so.
Right.
You know? So it is positivity, wanting to give back love. We really want, like I said, we really want to touch people by giving them the joy, showing them what joy is. And it's okay to be happy. It's okay to find love. It's okay to move in your own space and your own skin. It's okay to protect your space, and that's really what we want to show is that be you and live your life. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be in the casket by yourself,
And in doing so, being you and living your life means that, some family and friends may not come along, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And you don't have to love them any less.
Yeah,
and
people
you don't
have
have to love them any
that it is okay. Like, not everyone should come with you. So I appreciate
Not
it.
everyone can.
Yeah.
Well,
Even though I am the one that wants everybody to come.
everybody.
I want everybody.
you know what, Thomas? I used to be that person, and listen, that took a lot out of me, and I'm just like, everybody can't come along. It would be amazing, but everybody's not meant to go on your journey, and that's something I had to learn. So.
And everybody's not for you, and we also, like I said, gotten one of Thomas's reels has been posted, like even in like Nigeria, so like Nigeria weddings and things like that has been posted, and we read through some of those comments. Contrary to
we're referencing the engagement
video.
Yeah.
The reel. We actually, we read a lot of the comments. We pay attention to who reposts us, but a lot of it's positive, but there's a lot of negativity. And, again, we're both Tauruses, so we can be bullheaded. And we have an actual response for a lot of that stuff, but we purposely choose not to respond to the negativity and to only repost or respond to the positivity. Because, again, one of my things about the post for all those people who choose to post, to respond negatively on those kind of posts or on anybody's page, if you're not okay with it or you don't like it, why are you even here? And you took your time to actually type this up and post it. So obviously you show some kind of interest. So if you're really not that interested, stay off the page. It's okay.
They want to be there.
Follow button. So
want to be there.
They want to be there.
Right. So, and a lot of times negative people, they see something within you that they wish they possessed. And so because they don't possess it, they love to try to bring people down. That's the stupidest thing ever to me.
And one of the funniest comments we've gotten is, what is it? One of the funniest ones I have to laugh about is that when there's some women on there who say, "Oh my God, you're the reason why we're single." And I'm like, how can two black gay males who like each other be the reason you're single? You might want to reevaluate your rationale, but it makes sense to them. Let them have it.
Try lesbianism. So
whatever it is they may want to try, maybe some character classes, whatever it is that's causing you to be single, it ain't us.
Maybe.
Listen, a good scissor may help them, but Casey and Thomas, it has been a pleasure having you guys on our show. You guys have a light that shines so bright. And you guys have to come back, and we can't wait to see the season of Love in LA to see what all you guys have going on. Thank you guys for coming through.
And he wants to come to the wedding. So
listen, what's crazy was we had a conversation before here, and he was like, "Don't you be asking for no invite?" And I wasn't. So he asked for me.
Okay.
So consider it. Think on it.
Well, let me tell you this. We will see what we can do. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Can't make so the issue that we're actually running into is we have too many people that we want to be at the wedding on top of people that want to be at the wedding. Right. And right now we're at like 250, 260 of a head count. Right. And that's a lot of people to feed. Right. I was walking around saying we're going to have a baby, but how are we going to feed the baby? And now we got to feed 260 people. And everybody wants an open bar. Right. You know what I mean? So, you got to celebrate. We don't want any flask at our wedding. We don't want any to-go boxes at our wedding.
No. Well, listen, everybody can't come. If I don't get it, I know that you guys at least thought about it and considered it.
Yes. But we will write your name down.
Yay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
And when we send out our save the dates, then we can see what we're working with.
Right.
Okay.
But our goal is to allow people to be, like I said, Thomas is much more public than I am, but because of his platform, we're trying to find a balance because while the wedding is invite-only private wedding ceremony, we would like for people to kind of be a part of the process of us planning and even our wedding website, we may make public to a certain extent. So things like that, we want people to be able to experience as well, because everybody can't be there.
Right. Well, I'm vegan, so I don't need that much food. So it's okay.
We have a vegan section.
Oh, there we go. All right, so wait, do we have a date yet?
Yes, we do, but I don't know
the wedding. Not the wedding.
The show. Oh. So we don't. We were told hopefully by the end of this month or worst case scenario, beginning of November. We don't have an exact date yet, but they're working out some kinks in production.
Right. And sometimes it happens. I know about production. So Love in LA, y'all. Make sure y'all watch. Thank you so much, Thomas Bell and Casey. We love to see it. We'll be following you and everything. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
See you. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
They're sweet.
Listen, they are the cutest.
Right.
It was an amazing interview. It was so nice getting to know them.
Right. And we have...
You got to tell them I wanted the invite.
I mean, I figure I might as well come too at this point.
So you wanted the invite as well.
If you're going to have a drone and things and sky rockets and Ferris, I want to be
tigers and bears. Oh my!
It's going to be a Ferris wheel there, I'm sure.
It's going to be grand, and I'm so here for it.
Right.
And they have a vegan option.
And they have vegan options, so that's why I should be there.